You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me, episode 143. Today's October 4th, 2025. And before I introduce my guests, guys, the same spiel. And here I am bugging you guys over and over again. The hotline, 818-806-8595. If you have a question for myself, if you need to call and just vent, if you want to leave a voice message, a question for a guest, myself, I can plug it into the podcast and your question will be heard by my 20 listeners. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Ride With Me Podcast, TikTok, YouTube, and Rumble, FTA_podcast. Guys, I'm on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Alexa, YouTube. You can rate me on Spotify, leave a comment. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow and share if you guys like this episode. If you guys don't share, that tells me you guys do not like this episode and I'm wasting my time. Just kidding. I love doing this. Again, my sponsor, my buddy Juan, he's been doing this for 20 years, guys. 20 years already. I've known him since high school. Go check him out. This episode is brought to you by SolarX Insurance. Fast, friendly, and affordable coverage you can count on. Need an SR22, ride a motorcycle, already have insurance? SolarX has you covered. They help all drivers no matter the situation. Call today at 877-736-4719. That's 877-736-4719 and get back on the road with confidence. That one I know memorized since to the T and I can say it without an issue. Now on to my guest. This is the first time that I have a couple on here, so bear with me. This is going to be interesting trying to interview two people at the same time. Good morning, Julie and Delta.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to be here.
Thank you guys for waking up early because, like I said, I've been in here for about an hour and a half maybe in this room, and I'm already sweating. I had to turn off my fan because it makes a noise.
Oh gosh.
And this is why I do this early in the morning because this room does get hot. And if the AC is on, I've said it multiple times, this microphone will pick it up. So thank you guys for doing this early in the morning. But I did get creeped out earlier. I was on TikTok live. I always do this every morning on the podcast recording days that I go on TikTok live and I'm talking to randoms, getting my voice warmed up and everything. And some random guy came on the screen and he's like, "Hey, there's somebody standing behind you." And, I believe it because, we have heard things in the past. And, this is...
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I've heard things in the past. We've heard things. We've seen things. This room...
We're going to put a pin in that.
So... he tells me, "Hey, there's someone standing behind you." And he tells me, "Hey, you can hear like a second voice." I'm like, "Dude, don't mess with me, man." I shut down the live and I was pacing back and forth. I was a little worried. I was a little nervous.
Oh, dude, that would get my heart rate so high.
I went in the bathroom to use the restroom. I left the door open. Because this is part of the garage, right? This at one point was the garage.
Okay.
And this property is old. It's an old house. When I had my podcast equipment on the other side of the garage, my wife had like a little music box. And the music box started playing by itself.
Nope. Screw that.
You want ghosts? That's how you get ghosts.
Nope.
Yeah. So I went in the house and my I guess they saw the look on my face. And my wife, I told my wife, "Hey, is your music box like on a timer?" And then she goes, "No." So my son, my oldest, he was like, "Dad, no, Dad, I was right before you went in the room. I was playing with it. So it might have just clicked." I'm like, "Oh, okay then." So I came back and did my thing. Are you guys seeing things now? I came back to do my thing. And then I guess when I left the room, my son tells my wife, "Mom, I saw the look on Dad's face. I didn't play with that box. I just lied to him so he can." Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? What a good son.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on the son for taking, emotional cues and trying to calm you down.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know what? But the thing is that nothing, and I shared this story in the past. Nothing has scared me as much. He's already drinking.
Wow, yeah, goodness. Okay, wait, grabbing the whistle.
Oh, look at that. He's already putting whiskey in his coffee.
I wasn't gonna, but
But you know what? I've seen things. Things have moved. Nothing has scared me the most. Are you ready for this one, Delta? When they've actually called, when they've actually called my phone. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He looks, yeah. So, real quick story. 2011, we move into this new apartment. I've shared this story before. We move into this new apartment, and, the TV turns off, and I say, hey, bro, I'm watching that. The door closes. Hey, bro, it's hot in here. Nothing scared me. One day, I get a phone call from a Whittier number. I don't have it saved in my phone, but I recognize the area code, and I recognize the caller ID. I'm like, I know that. Oh, that's my homeboy's sister. It's my homeboy who answers the phone. And I'm talking to him for like 20 seconds. Hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, no, what's going on? What are we going to do? Blah, blah, blah. And the line cuts off. I'm okay. So I call him back and the phone goes straight to voicemail. We're talking cell phone voicemail. Oh, okay, his phone died. I'll call him back in 20 minutes. Call him back. 20 minutes later, his mom answers. And I recognize her voice. Hola, señora, está, Roger called. Can you, is he there? No, mijo, Roger's not here. I'm like, what do you mean? He just called me like 20 minutes ago. She goes, oh, no, he's not here. Okay, well, can you have him call me back when he gets back? She says, no, mijo, you don't understand. Roger's in Arizona. He's been in Arizona since yesterday. There's no way he called you from this house. Ma'am, it's your number, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I don't have this number saved in my phone. There's no way for me to have butt dialed you. No way. And she's like, no, mijo, he's not here. He's been in Arizona.
Weird.
I walked out of the house, out of the apartment. And again, my face said it all. The lady next door, she's sitting outside her porch. She looks at me and she says, Don Andres, like, Mr. Andres, are you okay? And I'm like, what happened in this house? And she says, oh, nobody told you? Oh, man. Now I want what you're drinking. What do you, she goes, yeah, a guy overdosed 2 months in the hallway before you guys moved in. Yeah.
Wow, that's really,
yeah,
like, soon.
So that explained why my boys at a young, like, they were obviously little, this is 14 years ago. That explained why all of a sudden they were afraid to go to the bathroom by themselves. Because bedroom, hallway, bathroom. So
yeah,
that little hallway led in from the room to the bathroom. So, or into the living room.
Ooh,
so trust me, nothing, when you get a phone call, nothing really scares you. But when that guy came on there, a random guy on TikTok was like, hey, there's somebody standing behind you. Oh, shit, man. No, not today.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm almost canceled on you guys. I'm like, you know what, Delta+Juliet, this podcast can wait.
Let me sage the room. Let me pray some blessings.
Pretty much. So, yeah, no, they started, my morning started kind of like, holy, a random person. Hey, I can see somebody standing behind you.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting.
Alrighty then. So, yeah, no. One of my buddies hit me up and he's like, send me a message. Hey, dude, don't let that troll spook you, man. I saw the look on your face. Don't let him spook you. I'm like, well, he did. He did a good job at spooking me. But anyways, let's talk about you guys now. Enough about ghosts and stuff. Let's talk about you guys. Usually I ask, hobbies. What are your hobbies? What do you guys like doing?
Well, I love, like, traveling. I think we both do.
Yeah.
I love food.
Okay.
Well, I love flying. He loves driving. Driving for me it depends on how the drive is going.
Okay.
I love food. I love drinking.
I can see you guys. I can see your background. Yeah, that's an intensive bar.
I just love hosting people and, like, bringing people together, whether it's a game night or a movie night. Like, I just love being able to welcome people in our home. And so, we wanted to create a space that feels like an atmosphere that's, in a safe place. Like, we're at home. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, creepers at a bar or whatnot, and it's free. So,
Well, at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
When you're drinking it is free. When you go to the store and buy them, they're not free.
Yeah.
There's some stuff back there that I recognize. I used to sell that one in the back behind Julie's head. I think the one you poured in your coffee, I used to sell it too. Yeah. I'm in alcohol sales, or was in alcohol sales. But yeah, I just recently changed careers. I am now officially, at the time of this recording, I am not, but at the time of this episode drops, I will be a state employee. So yeah,
nice, congrats.
And it all came because of selling products like the ones you guys have in the back.
Nice. So, yeah, we have a good friend who's in alcohol sales. And
okay, nice.
Yeah, he always drops us off some stuff every time
literally a pile of like just different
random stuff.
Yeah, I see. Julie's wearing is that a hockey jersey?
It is. So we went to a hockey game, the only hockey game that we've been here in Colorado. And we went with a friend. He had tickets, really great like seats, like like center front.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call them.
We were probably about 8 rows back.
Yeah. Nice. They were awesome seats. And funny thing about this shirt, when Delta bought it for me, because he's like, hey, I want to get a jersey. I'm like, ooh, get me one too. He goes and I tell him, like, I don't care. Just pick a name that seems interesting. You know, I don't have like a specific like player in mind or whatnot. I'm like, get a name that sounds interesting. Well, I want to say like a couple months later, I see this guy's name that I'm wearing in a news article, and apparently he got arrested for human trafficking with like the Russians or something. So I'm like, oh, so I can't wear this in public.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a Cowboy fan. I can't wear any jersey in public.
Yes.
Say Cowboys?
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I can't even wear that at the house because my kids pick on me, man. So I'm screwed.
I'm originally from Texas, so I can't say anything.
Do we have a Cowboy fan on the works right here?
I was never too into sports. I grew up in martial arts, so that's kind of what I kept track of.
Gotcha.
I am so bad at following football. I just tell everyone my favorite team is Brett Favre. And it makes the actual football fans so mad that I just kept doing it.
And didn't he recently have like some kind of like welfare fraud?
Something like that. It was, yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he's also like my favorite running back, my favorite baseball player, my favorite astronaut.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Favorite podcaster. Might as well throw that in there. My sister-in-law, when I first started dating my wife, my sister-in-law came up to me one day. She was working at the Rose Bowl here in California, and she said, "Hey Andy, since I'm hardcore football fan as much as possible, I don't really follow stats and stuff, but she's like, hey, who's I'm gonna try to sound as much as confused as she was. Who's Troy Aikman, and my daughter who's like I'm gonna say 14, no, maybe a little bit 12, 13 at the time. She was like, only a football god, you know? Oh. And I'm like, yeah, that's Troy Aikman. Why? What's going on? He won like 3 Super Bowls for the Cowboys. I mean, that's like, there's an Aikman tattooed on my back. I mean, what's going on? No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
And she's like, well, he was handing out autographs at the Rose Bowl, and I didn't know who he was, so I didn't grab one. I was like,
Oh, dude, that dude was football in the 90s.
Yeah. I was like, because he's originally from West Covina. I literally live like 10 minutes from West Covina.
Okay.
And so he was at the Rose Bowl. I guess they were honoring him or whatever. And I was like, they didn't give me a freaking autograph. It's a funny story though about Troy Aikman is that when I worked out of Santa Barbara, I would drive by a town. I forget the name of the town, but when you want to avoid the freeway because the freeway is so packed, you get off to save yourself like 10, 15 minutes. You get off the freeway, go through this. There was a gasoline station at the corner, got demolished, and they started digging a hole, They started building this house. Troy Aikman's house.
What?
Oh my gosh.
When I left, my buddies started sending me pictures. Look who's jogging. Look who we just saw jogging. I'm like, you.
Dang.
Damn it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I will have to apologize in advance if you hear like lots of noise. Our cat is making some very large noises
is a crackhead.
upstairs.
Does the cat see what that guy on TikTok saw? Is that what's going on?
Oh, you know what? There's probably something to it.
Yeah.
She's freaking out.
They're probably telling you, hey, get off the phone with that guy. Get off the phone.
Right.
I was going to go to the house and bring my cat over here. And then the worst part about it is that this is the farthest part of the property. So I have to get out, walk out the front gate, go around the house. Anyways, enough of that. Enough about that. Anyways, what about, let's see, what you guys had traveled, not really into sports.
I'd say for a while I've been into pretty much anything that keeps my mind from wandering, because that's a dangerous place for me to be. Like, I do leather working a bit. I'll say I dabble.
Okay.
He's actually very good.
And then for some reason it's only around like once a year, but I need to make it like at least a monthly habit of smoking a tobacco pipe.
Okay.
That's super, like, that is my zen, is just the act of doing that, with keeping your hands slowly busy and tending something while you enjoy a flavor.
There you go. And then, so I met these. I usually say where I meet my guests. Obviously, I met them through Instagram with the whole podcast page, and you also guys have a podcast.
Yeah,
we do. The Delta+Juliet show, and it is also a mental health podcast. We do a lot of adventuring, so everything we do kind of revolves around outdoors, travel, pushing your comfort zones. And our whole thing is your story matters, because something you've been through, whether it might be the most mundane thing you think you've ever done, could be the key to unlocking somebody else's journey to better health.
Yeah, and I think in a society where it seems like lately people don't want to hear people's stories just based off of what they look like. And I think there's so much we have in common or believe. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that we have in common and something that we can learn from each other if you just take the time to just like, hey, what's your story? You know.
And you know what's funny? I was talking about that with somebody on TikTok this morning about because he asked me, hey, was it hard to start a podcast? And I said, in the beginning, during COVID, it was expensive. Why? Because I went and bought the microphones, the recorder, the mixer, the stands, the tripods. I thought I was going to have 4 guys in here all the time. And so I went all out. You know, the beautiful thing is that I had one employee of the year that year. So I got $1,000 check. I had
nice.
It was one of those Happy Gilmore checks, and that paid for everything. So that came in handy. Nice. But now you go on Amazon, you look for the same microphone, it's $40 cheaper. You go find this recorder, it's $60 cheaper. But now you can just use your laptop and these little TikTok microphones and call it a day. You know, because I'm using this big microphone for it to record my voice. I'm using the laptop to record your guys' voices, and I'm using a TikTok microphone so you guys can hear me, because I have you guys plugged into the recorder. So I still enjoy doing it the old school way, because everything gets recorded onto an SD card. Once we're done here, I'll take the SD card, take it to the office, and then on the other computer, then I'll start editing, chopping up, remove mistakes or whatever the case would be, or even remove the little you hear in the background. And so if I knew back then what I know now, I would have saved myself at least $1,000.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
No, go for it.
We were lucky enough that when we started, we had a friend who had been doing a podcast for a while, and he was like, hey, do you guys need some gear?
Nice.
He had just upgraded, and he was like, you guys can have like these 2 mics and a little Scarlett something or other.
Yeah.
And he was like, you guys can just have it for like $100 if you want.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, I guess he tried to be a singer. Officer Ricky tried to sing. What a joke. Anyways, I had bought these little table microphones, right? They just stood on the table. And he came up to me and said, hey, are you serious about this podcasting? I'm like, yeah. So he gave me the first microphone, and my OCD did not allow me to have 4 different microphones. Returned the table microphones back and got all 4 of these. So yeah, and then I got the new filters, the new pop filters. It's a much, but like I was telling that guy, the process, the investment part now is a lot cheaper because, like I said, you can just use a laptop now. You can use, I guess, Riverside app. It records audio and video. You can do that. I don't do video because I'm a one-man team. This is just a hobby. This might be the last episode for like another month because I'll probably take a little break. That's what my wife asked me like today, like last night. Oh, you're going to bed early, huh? I'm like, yeah, babe, you got a podcast, huh? I'm like, yeah, babe, but I'll probably give it a break. I'll probably give it a month break after tomorrow because it is. But like I was telling, my buddy Brian, he was on the podcast. I was talking to him about it, and I said, look, the thing about me is that if I'm listening to someone's podcast and for 30 minutes, all they're doing is laughing, I'm not learning nothing about the episode. I'm not learning nothing about the individual. You know, one of my buddies kind of laughed at me was like, because when I talked about what I was going to do on my podcast, they're like, what are you going to do? Like Joe Dirt? I'm like, no. People laughed at Joe Dirt. I want people to laugh with me. There's a difference. There's a difference. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I started by like I said, doing this podcast, and at first it was me kind of sharing my story, but at the same time I couldn't do it by myself and I needed a guest. We compare stories. Well, I'm sure you guys will probably say something that'll trigger a memory, and I'll say something that I probably haven't even said because we compare stories. And like I said, if we can't get another buddy of mine's like, oh, your shit's scripted. It's not scripted. This is how I like to run my shit. Organize, follow the order, and then pretty much at the end of it, have a positive outcome of what we went through. Did you, like, again, I there's people that I meet and I tell them, because they know me, they see how happy I am, how cheerful I am, always in a positive mood, at home is a different story. But so when I say, hey, if I told you that in 2008, I almost jumped in front of a train, would you believe me? And they said, no. Would you believe that in 2010, I was semi-homeless? No. And I feel like this podcast has also helped me realize that maybe sometimes my life wasn't that bad. I've come to realize that all I have is mommy and daddy issues, and did we just hit a trigger? Did we just hit a trigger? I mean, I do see some of these questions that we came up with here. Question number 5. Delta has daddy issues. Oh, damn. Just playing, bro. Just playing. Again, see? We're laughing with each other. No, I'm not laughing at you. You're not laughing at me. We're laughing with each other. And that's what this is about. So,
and that's where so many people can connect, is finding the humor in it with each other. Because, I mean, the old school, what is it? The formula for comedy is tragedy plus time or something like that.
Yeah. So that's why I told the guy earlier on TikTok. It's like, if I walk away and I learn something from an individual, then it's a good episode. Like I listen to a lot of Michael Rosenbaum's. You guys know who Michael Rosenbaum is? He played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
he does the same thing. So I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Shit. Okay. I'm not just going on my podcast and gossiping. He does the same thing. And one of it, I've said it before. He had, I think his name is Levy. He played Shazam. He's an actor in just the.
Zachary.
Yes,
Zachary Levi.
After I listened to that episode, I called my wife crying. I'm like, babe, holy shit! Did you know this? Did you know that Shazam has a mom just as bad as mine? And she said, sadly, there's more. Fill in the name here out there. And I'm like, I was crying. I was crying listening to his story. And I've been listening with Michael. I think I've been listening for the past year. And I started from 1. I'm barely in his COVID times. So I still have 5 more years to go.
Yeah.
And he did
That's
one.
great.
He did one weekly. He's doing one weekly.
Yeah, that's hard to do. We honestly haven't made an episode in
In a hot minute.
6 months maybe.
Yeah, in a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's only been a couple months, but we usually try every other week.
Yeah.
And so far it's just been us, and we've had one guest, but we'd love to get into guests. We're just trying to figure out how to do that.
Look what we're doing. Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram, and now Riverside. You can use Riverside. You know, I think I've had a guest on here recently. He didn't have Instagram, so we did it through Riverside. So I'm okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And this is better for me, so that I'm not getting people's personal phone numbers, because I used to do it on FaceTime.
Oh yeah.
If they trusted me with their number, then I would call them on FaceTime. Yeah. But once I got this new system going on, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need numbers. I can just do it on Instagram and go from there. But like I said, if I can take something from the episode and learn from it, then if I'm hearing a bunch of guys just goofing off and laughing and what's the point of this topic, man? What's going on? You know, like Michael, what's his name? Joe Rogan's podcast. Yeah, 3 hours long, but what the hell did you learn from it? You know, I learned.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I learned a lot from.
Well, example. I love The Rock. I love The Rock. Okay.
Yeah.
We share the same birthday, by the way. When I heard his episode on Joe Rogan, The Rock was asking Rogan more about UFC than about The Rock. Like, it's a 3-hour episode, and they only touched about The Rock's past, his childhood, for like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, that does suck.
Okay, did we learn something from it? I didn't learn shit. All I learned was that The Rock's grandmother from his dad's side was a fill in blank here. Anyways, yeah, in 30 minutes, that's it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, with me, I'm not knocking anyone's podcast. That's not what I'm doing. Me personally, I would like to learn something. No. My phone's talking to me now. See, someone is in here. Do not talk to me, phone. That is creepy. I do like to learn something from the individual. And today we will learn something about you two. And I guess we should probably get it started, right?
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Again, these questions are thank you to your guys' notes, your bullet points. I take your bullet points and I figure a way to make notes. I know that I had them mixed match. I had them Delta first, then Julie, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going to talk to Julie about something that I talked about an hour ago with Delta, so I'm going to maybe mix them in. If they're blend in with the topic, with the conversation, then we'll go from there.
Yeah, our stories and questions are pretty intertwined. So it's basically the same question for both of us.
Yeah,
it's our journey.
Yeah,
so pretty
different perspective.
Yeah, Juliet has always been kind of there.
I've been saying Julie. It's Juliet. I've been saying Julie.
Yeah, it's Juliet, but it's okay. It's okay.
I've been saying Julie. Sorry. Like I said, I do my best. This is the first time I have a couple on here. I'm like I said, besides my wife in episode 10 and myself, but she said one and done. Bro, you're lucky, because my wife said one and done. And everybody said, oh, we love that episode with your wife. Yeah, she won't do it again. She will not do it again.
If all this goes bad, I'm blaming all this shit on her. So.
Okay.
And that's why you drink. Again, laughing with each other, not at each other. Alrighty then. So Delta, this I guess for Delta, when you first met Juliet, where were you emotionally after your first marriage?
Oh, jeez.
We start with the heavy questions, my boy.
Yeah, I did not know how broken I was. I had basically grown up broken with, my therapist thinks that my mother is a clinical narcissist. So obviously I'm going to find someone that I'm used to. That's kind of what you do when you look for a partner. You find what's comfortable when you aren't really sure what to look for. And
they always say you find the individual that reminds you of your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I found my first wife, I mean, everything was, I mean, for a college kid, everything was great.
I was in college too, man.
She was a dancer. She let me touch her boobie.
She told you that she had fantasies on cheating on you.
Well, yeah. Okay, I was an idiot as well.
Hey. Real See, you're reminding me of stuff, buddy. You're reminding me of stuff. When I went into court and fought for custody of my kids, because I have full custody, and I would hear my lawyer talking to other people, and they're like, well, she did this, and she did that, and she did this. I'm in the lobby like this. Fuck, man. Just like embarrassed. And then,
oh, I know.
And then they look at me, and then somebody will look at me, like one of the other employees there. They look at me, young and stupid. I just raised my hand. Young and stupid. I was young and stupid.
The first time you see a red flag, it's just a vibrant, pretty color.
You don't see it red. You don't see it red.
Not at all, especially when they hide it behind the
boobies.
Yeah. And so when everything started going bad, I grew up in the Church of Christ and still am, but the church I went to was weird. Her whole thing, for some reason, which now that I'm, out of this situation for a while, I'm like, she was not a smart person, because she decided to sleep with her master's class and then tell me about it so I would file for divorce so she wouldn't look bad. And I'm like,
the bitch.
Now, at first I was like, what did I do to you?
I like Juliet.
Me too.
Yeah, you better.
This lady is a battle axe.
I like her colorful language.
Yeah. But she, in her head, that made sense to hurt me enough that I would file for divorce so she wouldn't have to, so she wouldn't be the one doing the terrible deed. And I'm like, you slept with almost your entire acting master's class and then told me about it one by one.
Well, and I let me see if I can trump on you. Let me see if I can trump you. Let's see. The mother of my kids slept with my own brother, married him to only make me mad. And I told her,
is fun.
And I told her, and how did that work out for you? She was, well, I lost my kids.
Play stupid games, win stupid
prices. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And it sucks saying that, because my brother, he was 15 years old, and then they rekindled after a couple years later when he was already an adult. Oh. I hate it. Hurts saying that, because that she said I only did it to piss you off, because he truly loved her. I mean, we both did. Yeah. So it kind of, but he's in a happy relationship now. He's good. But yeah.
Yeah. And some of my friends now make me so mad, because they're like, dude, we tried to tell you about her. I'm like, no, you didn't. You were like, we're glad you're happy. Yeah. That's all you said, you piece of shit. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Lying to me to my face. I remember all that crap.
Yeah. But, I see why you have all that alcohol back there. Shit. No.
This is what we like to call functioning.
There you go. No, hey, we all, at one point, we're all young and stupid. We don't listen to anybody. Yeah. We don't hear anybody. Hey, people meet her for the first time and they're like, yeah, I don't think she's a good fit for you, buddy. But you don't hear that. You don't, in one ear, out the other. When I first went to jail because of her, me losing my shit. And the first time I went to jail, everybody in jail told me, if you stay with this girl, you're going to come back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, fucking 3 times later, then I learned, okay, you're right. I'm not coming. I'm not doing this again. So you don't hear the warnings. You probably hear them, but your brain doesn't register, because you're so in love, and
it turns all the sparks into fairy dust.
Yeah. So, but it does help you figure out. You start learning those red flags.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're not looking for.
Exactly.
Which is what led me to this beautiful thing.
Well, let's get to Juliet. Juliet, when you met Delta, what stood out about him the most? Did he had a big
his hair?
He had a big liquor collection.
Surfer hair. We were.
I was very unkempt at the time, barely taking care of myself, eating maybe every other day. Like, I was not doing good. I was
I didn't know that.
No, I was probably like 2 missed payments away from being homeless.
Oh,
yeah. I had no idea until like we started dating. But like we met in a Bible study group. Like one of his best friends growing up in the rat gang. What do you call them?
Rat Pack.
The Rat Pack is what he called.
Very identifiable.
Yeah.
Go on.
He had told us, his friends, in the Bible study group that I was part of, that, hey, my best friend's going through a divorce. Pray for him, trying to get him to come. And so I thought, like, oh, he told us the story. Like, yeah, his wife left him like New Year's Eve or something like that and just ran off and cheated on him. And I thought, like, oh, shit, what a terrible thing to do. What a terrible human being. And then he comes in eventually, and he had like surfer hair. And I thought, like, oh, he's kind of cute, but bad Juliet, he's going through shit. Like, don't even, he's
got
cute, but,
baggage.
Yeah, he's got baggage. Like, I'm gonna let him figure that shit out. I don't, need to be in the middle of that. So, I think I was in my uniform when you first saw me.
Yeah, I thought you were the biggest nerd.
I was.
But then I saw you out of uniform, and I was like, damn.
Hey, I'll take nerd over asshole. My wife thought I was an asshole the moment she met me.
And so one thing I forgot to mention was one day I came home and my ex-wife was just gone.
Yeah.
Like, I never saw her again. I got divorced alone.
Damn.
Which is probably for the best.
Yeah, it was probably for the best. But at the time, like, she kept talking about leaving and becoming a huge movie star in Austin, Texas. And I came home one day and she was gone. She left half her stuff, left her cat.
Yeah.
And was just gone. I never got a goodbye. I never got a, okay, I'm actually leaving. I just came home to nothing.
Which I will say, if you leave your furry animal, that says not only you left like your spouse, but you left your animal behind. That says a lot about you. And just what a shit bag of human being you are. So, but thankfully, Artemis, who is unfortunately since passed, rest in peace, Artie. She and I, like, she was my cat. She became my cat. We grew a bond, inseparable bond, and I think it was all meant to be. Even going through the pain and whatnot, it was all meant to be. It was all worth it. Yeah.
Guys, I'm over here. Over here. Look over here. Stop. They're Googling each other's eyes. Like, we're on a podcast, guys. Whoa. Good thing I'm not filming this. Delta, looking back, what do you think drew you to Juliet first? Well, we already talked about the freaking nurse outfit, right? What was it?
Oh, I was in a military uniform. So, yeah.
So we're gonna.
That's what does it for me.
You don't have to answer that question then.
Immediately, it was her strength.
Okay.
I think just her absolute dedication to her character.
Okay.
Like, I'd never met anybody that just knew exactly who they were and who they wanted to be. Like, that was never a part of my dad, I'm pretty sure, has more anxiety than I do. And my household growing up, I was so just guessing on what I should be that day to not get in trouble or be disappointed or what have you, that I was not, like, the stable real me never got a chance to grow. So seeing someone who was nurtured in a way that they were able to grow confidently into who they wanted to be was just amazing.
Nice.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
Look at her. I mean,
Oh, you're so sweet. Aw.
Okay, I think I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll be back. All right. No, that's beautiful, man. That's awesome. I think I need to start writing some of this stuff down so I can tell my own wife. She tells me you're like, that's the thing with me. Like, she tells me sometimes you have a lot of, like, sometimes they say my heart is too black, too dark, not there, too cold. And my wife loves me. I love my wife. I just got to show it more. I got to show it more. There's a reason why she's like, there's a reason why you married me, cabron. So what's going on? I got to be more. I'm going to take notes from Delta here. I'm not even writing the podcast episode title. I'm writing down what he's saying so I can use it for myself. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Julia, do you remember the first time you thought this might be the man I marry?
Oh, goodness. We literally, it was when we hung out the first night that we second night.
It was a little
that we hung out.
Date.
Yes.
Date.
It was a coffee date, and we had talked. Literally, there was like this supermarket in Texas, and it was open like 24/7. And we went to like the little coffee food court thing, and we literally from like 7 to like 3 a.m. we just chatted, and I thought, I think there's something here. And then I think it was it my idea to prank your friend?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I'm like, I think it was my idea. I'm like, hey, let's prank your friend. He's got a Mustang that he loves, and so we're like, cool. We go to Walmart. We end up getting like a whole ton of like sticky notes and put it all over his car. And then we took a picture of it, and I actually still have the picture. And just hanging out with you that night, like, and just having so many things that we mutually like enjoyed, like our interest in camping, and like I was very interested in martial arts, never had any sort of participation, but I always was interested in it.
Right.
I grew up pretty poor, so like my parents didn't really have the funds to send me to extracurricular type stuff, really. So it was really just dependent on like what was the most affordable activity for me, like growing up. So I was always fascinated by it. I've always been like very much like a tomboy. And I just, it was like nice to find a guy that has like the similar interests as me. And it just seemed like, I didn't realize I knew you had been through trauma, but initially when we had started dating, I didn't see the effects of trauma on you, which is probably like the honeymoon phase, but I still saw that there was something in you, regardless of like the effects of trauma, that I just saw you.
It sounds like Juliet also ignored red flags.
I thought you were worth it to pursue.
Funnily enough, one of the leaders of the Bible study group who you looked up to a lot,
gosh, yeah,
pulled her aside one day and she said, "You do not need to get involved with him. He's been divorced."
Yeah, and I'm like, it was a biblical divorce. Like, she cheated on him, hence, like, technically, that's a biblical divorce, and he's scot-free.
My mother-in-law pulled my wife to the side and told her he already had all his firsts, like even children. He has a lot of issues, not just from his ex, but from his mom. Mija, are you sure? You know what? Deep down inside, I know that I am my mother-in-law's favorite. Suck it, Ricky. I am her favorite.
Hey, and that just is a testament to your wife's strength.
Yeah.
You know what? I know it, but I love this man enough that I will take whatever comes at me with it.
And that's the same thing, therapy, because we went to couples therapy because the lawyer was like, look, I'll take your case. Because I told my lawyer, hey, look, I see my kids being raised the same way I was raised. So she's like, okay, then you need freaking therapy. So we went to couples therapy, and the therapist told her, like, hey, if you love this man, you have to have a lot of patience because this guy has a lot of triggers. And she took the challenge. She said, challenge accepted. And we're going on 13 years together.
Oh, congrats.
13
Yeah,
years
we're
together.
at 9 years. So it'll be 10 next year.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
It's one hell of a ride. But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? We were just talking the other day, and I don't think either of us would trade it for anything.
No.
Like, it's been like going through the pain, and for me, like learning, growing myself, and realizing that I need to have more patience and gotta hydrate. I am proud of who I am today. I think I would have been a different person had I not gone through what I went through. And I think it's only made me a much more empathetic, passionate leader in my workspace. And I think that's, thank God for therapy is all I gotta say. So,
Right.
It does.
It takes special people out, and there's a lot of these people out in the world that take these challenges and don't see it as a, what have I done? Oh, poor me. They see it as a humbling opportunity to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in your, based on your past, right? Your past relationship, is there a way that helped you shape the way you started this new relationship?
Honesty. Absolute honesty. There was a time when we both wanted to have something to do with the military because there was just a calling. But at the time, she wanted to do a different job than she actually got. And early on in our relationship, maybe a month or two in,
Mm-hmm.
I sat her down and I was like, hey, look, if you want to do these jobs, these are jobs that take you away for not just months, but possibly years at a time. And I know myself well enough now to know I cannot handle that. If you really want to do these jobs, I will not stop you, but I cannot go on that journey with you. That is not a healthy spot for me. And she looked me right in the eye and she said, cool. Where are we going next?
Well, after I bawled my eyes out, because it was just like, I couldn't imagine my life without him. But I'm like, I also want to pursue the things I want to pursue. And it just, I guess for me, it was just never a thought of like, that was, I think, the first moment that I thought, okay, there are going to be things in life that I'm going to have to figure out, what am I willing to compromise on? What path do I want to go down? And it was a tough night, and I appreciate your honesty and I'm thankful for it, but it was not easy for me. It was so tough. I mean, obviously we're here. I chose him.
Of course.
And I know at the time you told me like you had some friends that were like, why would you let somebody give you that kind of ultimatum? You need to get rid of him.
Yeah.
His head movement. Girl.
But no, like you were just you were telling me what you could handle, what you could not handle.
Yeah, I was just being as honest as I could.
And that's important. I think those kind of conversations, frank, honest conversations, probably don't happen as often as they should. Where people that are dating, I wanted to date for the intention of a life partner. So when I met Delta, that was my intention. I'm like, I think he could be my life partner. For other people, it could be different. Like, hey, I'm just dating to date. For me, it was very intentional. And I just saw Delta and I'm like, I don't want to lose you. Like, I think there's something really special here. And I'm willing to take a detour on like my set, what do you call it? Like dream sheet, dream, board, whatever the kids are calling these days. And I'm like, you know what? Like, let's just see where this goes, because I could always find other ways to satisfy different parts of my dreams, like serving my country, doing something crazy, doing something hard. Like there's different ways to satisfy those different dreams, even if it just means taking a different path. And I'm so glad, because like I would not change my path today, my career path, for anything, because it led me to such an amazing opportunity that I'm so thankful to have, and a company that I'm with that I'm very thankful to have. So I think, I took a chance. I was like, okay, God, like, I'll decide to give up part of those dreams and a chance to see where this goes with this man. And, I'm thankful I decided to, take that chance, take that leap of faith.
There you go.
Our life as an ABBA song.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take a chance on me.
Yeah.
There you go. My kids love ABBA, thanks to my wife. They love that, what's that movie called? Mamma Mia? They love that.
Oh, yeah.
They love
terrible musical, but I love that movie.
I'm not a fan of musicals, but I love The Greatest Showman, Grease. I hate rom-coms, but How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is great.
Oh, that's great.
There was a couple of questions based on your guys' in the topic we were talking about that I don't feel I need to ask anymore. You guys answered them, and if I ask them, we're just going back. But let's talk about the engagement. It says, but it says, I guess, how did your parents react to your first engagement?
The same way they reacted to this one. And I told...
She has to rub it in my face that she's drinking alcohol. The way she poured that, dude, like, here.
This is your fault.
Yeah. Hey, in my defense, you guys scheduled this episode.
That's true.
Yes.
This is your fault.
There you go. He pointed at himself, by the way. Yeah, no, how did your parents react to that first engagement?
Our entire relationship before the engagement, I warned her, like, look, my parents are... I didn't know what was going on with them at first, and so I was like, my parents are a little off. I know that they're all sunshine and rainbows and love you right now, but until they feel like you're going to take me away, they're going to be great. But as soon as they get that feeling, it's going to change. And she was like, but no, your parents are great. They are great to everyone else. Like, you ask anyone in their lives, and don't get me wrong, they were great parents. They did the best they could with what they had. Mentally speaking, or like mental health wise. Right. And I know you're going to disagree with me, but I mean, I grew up with them. So
yeah.
Did they fuck me up? Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure every parent fucks up their kids. I had a therapist tell me once, everyone's going to fuck up their kids. The only way you know you've succeeded with your kids is you fuck them up in a different way than your parents fucked you up.
The therapist told my wife, the therapist told me, he made me understand that people are the way they are because of the way they were raised. So I'm like, damn, my wife is such a saint. Thanks a lot, mother-in-law.
It's been a long journey between learning who I thought they were to realizing who they actually were, going through that grief and that hatred, and then realizing they are who they are. And I'm going to have to set some boundaries and set some rules and kind of in a way demand that they follow them. And if they don't, I might not be able to have a relationship with them. Right. But they did the best they could with what they had. And hey, for all of everything that is me, I turned out okay.
Yeah.
So when we got engaged, my monster-in-law kicked in.
Oh.
Like, the second she turned on Juliet so fast.
Yeah. It was jarring.
You would get whiplash.
Well, the next question is for you, Julie. How was it like meeting his parents?
I mean, initially I was like, yeah, your parents are great. Like, they seem like lovely people. Like, I would go and have like lunch with them and whatnot by myself. And
Need auto insurance or an SR22? Like now, SolarX Insurance gets you covered fast. No license, no problem. We speak your language, shop the best rates, and get you back on the road today. Call 877-736-4719. That's 877-736-4719. Visit slxinsurance.com or call now 877-736-4719. Quick, easy, done. Solar X Insurance. Drive with confidence.
Literally, the engagement was like a flip of a switch.
Wow.
It's like once they realize you're going to be in the fold, they demand, your mom especially, that you follow their orders to the T.
Yeah, they never...
They wanted
the immovable object that they were never before encountered an unstoppable force.
I will say that was kind of the moment, that whole experience we went throughout the engagement and then the wedding was like, because I've always been kind of a pushover. Like, yeah, I'm in RTC. I'm learning how to be a leader, how to be officer, but I'm not, I tend to just go with the flow and but this was our wedding, and we both had a vision. I'm like, I don't want to be one of those brides where it's my way or the highway. Like, it's our wedding.
Yeah.
Like, this is as much his wedding as it is mine. So luckily we have very similar, like 99% similar tastes.
Yeah.
So we both were like, I was very intentional. Like, hey, what are your visions for the wedding? Let's figure this out together. And his parents, his mom specifically, do not like our vision.
You know what? It sounds like his mom and my mom are alike, because whenever I would tell her, oh, I like so-and-so, like she can come around and hang out with us and barbecue and have a good time. But the moment I would say I kind of like this girl, all of a sudden she was a bitch. All of a sudden.
Yeah. My best friend in college, he was Hispanic. His immediate family is from Mexico, and once he really got to know my mom, he was like, dude, your mom's Hispanic. She's the whitest Hispanic I've ever met, but I think she's Hispanic. And I'm like, I don't know what I don't know what you mean. He goes, watch this.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the moment my mother made a comment about my wife, I told my wife, you never have to interact with this lady ever again. I got you. So that's.
I wish I could have done that in the beginning, because I was just wrapped in their spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was learning how to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
Through that process, which I guess is a good thing, because that was an area of weakness that I had, and so that was just the perfect opportunity for me to just learn how to set up boundaries and tell people, no, we have a vision. We'd like to do it this way. We are also paying for the wedding. Sure, you would like to contribute to the wedding. You say it's a gift. You said this, and yet you're now demanding that we do X, Y, and Z because you gave us this gift. And we're like, okay, well, take the gift back. We still to this day should have gotten married. We should have just got in a car, got married on the beach.
Yep.
With a friend or two.
Oh, our wedding day was the worst day of my life until the wedding started.
I got yelled at on my wedding day.
Well, I'm assuming you were the middleman, because it sounds like what you said earlier. You said, well, I wish I could have done that from the beginning. Sounds like you didn't. So, middleman.
It was the best way to describe it is trying to be a peacemaker for Hitler.
Oh shit.
Between him and Winston Churchill, it was.
I guess.
No, you were not Hitler in this situation.
No, I knew that.
That I didn't realize how much that was not going to happen, because the only peace my mother wanted was, okay, yes, ma'am. And other than that, it was war.
Damn.
And it took years of counseling for me to realize trying to appease both sides is not picking a side. It's like you're not saving any relationship. You're just tearing both of those further and further away from you.
Damn.
And so it probably took us a good
3-4 years.
I'd say maybe 5.
Yeah.
For me to be like, Mom, Dad, you know what? You are not going to talk to her like that. And if you do, you're not going to see us. And they still don't understand what that entails. Granted, they've recently started to learn because they've, I use the word learn loosely. They agreed to go to some counseling sessions with me, and those have not gone well. But they've at least started listening because they finally realized. I spent 1.5 years not talking to them. I told them, 2 years ago on a visit that they were having that they crossed so many lines. And I told them, look, I'm going to drop you off at the airport. And you're not going to hear from me until I decide I'm ready to talk to you. Do not contact me.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk to him for a good 1.5 years. And so now they're like, okay, well, we would rather have you in our lives and work this out than try and control the situation. So they're starting to learn, but there's a long way to go.
In that case, I'm jealous of you because my mother will hate me till the day she dies.
I'm sorry about that.
It's like recently I got a phone call. Hey, she's not doing so well. I called to check in. She got upset. I mean, I did get a text message a couple of days later. Hey, I heard you were praying for me. Thank you. But that's it. The conversation only goes with happy birthday once a year. That's it. And even the word happy is very hard for me to type. It's very hard for me to text the word happy. Have a miserable birthday. No, I can't do that either. But it's gotten to the point where even my sister, I didn't see her for 13 years, and she finally came down in 21 for Christmas. And, you know, they had a misunderstanding where now they don't talk to each other. It's the words that get used that my mother doesn't understand. When she uses the words karma, you have kids too, you know, stuff like that, it pisses people off. So she used those similar words with my sister. My sister's like, all right, deuces, ooses. When I tried to get him to talk and try to squash this bullshit, my sister was like, no, you owe Andy an apology. And I was like, I'm just listening, being mediator. Leave me out of this. I don't want an apology. But my sister was sticking out for me. Like, no, she owes you a fucking apology, Andy. Yeah. I'm like, well, because what happened is she turned. My mom had 12 kids, right? And sorry for my listeners that sorry for the listeners that already heard this part, but Juliet and Delta have not. She had 12 kids, and I say that there's the two half and half, right? We have the kids born in the 80s and we have the kids born in the 90s and 2000s, right? So there's the two generations, right? She managed to convert the younger ones to hate me, and they hate me. If they have a problem in their life, it's Andy's fault. I can't see my daughter because it's Andy's fault. Wait, it's not my fault that you got somebody pregnant down the street and you guys didn't work it out, and now it's my fault that you can't see your daughter. Fuck you. So she managed to do that. So when the older ones started coming around and started talking to me and started like, hey, Andy, we're starting to see that shit, maybe you weren't wrong. And so, like I said, my sister came around and she came to see me for Christmas one year, and they had their conflict, and it was like, you know, you owe Andy an apology. And it is what it is. I'm not going to get it. It is what it is, you know, but the thing is that another reason why she's mad at me is because there's a lot of stuff that I said on here that have hit bullet points, and she's just not a big fan of that. She said one episode we made her sound like a horrible mother. When you allow your son to get molested and you don't even call the fucking cops, yeah, that makes you a bad mother. And And so the beautiful thing is that, like I said in my last episode, a lot of the things, when they get the courage to go to the courthouse, they can get documents and all this shit that I've talked about. I said in last week's episode, I came to a conclusion that I will no longer continue to dig into my past because I found something new recently. Again, I said it last week. Turns out that I don't know what's worse. That my dad is someone who my mother cheated on her husband with, or that my dad is someone I don't know, and she she knew 100% from day one. Her husband knew since day one that I wasn't their son. I wasn't his son. But yet you still tell me that's your father. But you both knew that wasn't the case. There's a court document. I don't have it on me. There's a court document that states that I'm not. So it's very hard for me to just be like, all right, Mom, I love you. I forgive you. Fuck it. It is what it is. No, because I continue to dig. And I told my wife, I think I'm done digging into my past. Every time I find something, it's fucking something more hurtful. What's more hurtful? What's more hurtful? Having a kid and not knowing who the father is because you cheated, or having a kid that you knew he wasn't the father, but yet you still tell the child that's your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's gotta be really hard.
So
as
I want liquor now.
as they are who they are, one thing they did do very well was explain me being adopted. Like I've always known, they've always explained it very well.
That's a plot twist.
Yeah. And but it turns out I was part of an adoption scam that they weren't aware of.
Oh.
Recently, maybe like 5 years ago, met a sister, and she's been an entire blessing to my life, like 100%. But some of that has been a train wreck of, finding out who my birth mother is, and she's just a piece of work that basically got pregnant to sell kids to an adoption agency. And
this is why this podcast is a therapy for me to help me
Yes.
realize that my life wasn't that bad. I just have mommy and daddy issues. That's all I have.
Yeah. But
Wow.
my birth father was not that bad of a person. My birth mother just got him addicted to drugs, got pregnant, and peaced out. And eventually that ended up taking his life right after I decided to meet him.
Where I'm looking. I don't see this in your bullet points, guys.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Where the hell did he? When did he say
explained
this?
so well that I never really think about it. Like it's just
No
in
worries.
there.
Yeah.
But see, my little story about my court documents triggered you
Yes.
Yeah.
a memory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my sister has been a complete blessing
That's
to my
awesome.
life. She deals a lot with the same stuff I do.
You
And
guys
so
are like twins.
it's weird seeing my face with boobs.
That's funny. It's fucking
It's
guy.
true.
We do look a lot alike.
Yeah. You guys are hilarious. I love seeing you guys interact with each other. It just makes me feel good.
But it's I'm in school for cinematography right now, so I'm gonna do a documentary on my whole adoption thing someday.
There you go, man. That's awesome. I mean, honestly, I'm going through your bullet points. I think we got past the whole mom and dad thing. I mean, Juliet, like one of the questions was like, how did the battles between his parents affect you personally? I think you kind of already expressed that, but if you want to touch on it again.
Yeah, it caused such a rift in our marriage. I honestly did not think, like, I had commissioned, I graduated college, Delta was already at tech school. I was also picked up to go to tech school at the same location. So thankfully, we were able to be together for that period of time. But he was like, Delta, you were like crying all the time. You were freaking out all the time, having panic attacks all the time. You couldn't understand why I didn't want to be around your parents and why I felt the way that I felt, because I just picked up, as soon as like our engagement started, I started picking up other things that I saw in his parents. And I'm like, this is not right. Like, this is not how you treat people. This is not how I was raised. this is, you know, how you were raised, like, is heartbreaking. Like, your mom never let you cook in the kitchen because you happened to set something on fire once. You never learned how to make chocolate chip cookies. Like, that. I'm sorry, but like, you're a bullshit parent. Like, you don't instill like all the basic like skills in your child as they're growing up. Instead, you do everything for them. And that's a problem. And I take issue with them. I'm like, no, you're an adult.
Yeah.
You can do this. Let me teach you how to cook. Let me teach you how to do all these basic life skills.
Yeah. About the only thing my dad taught me was how to work hard. He's a brick mason, and I started working for him at the age of 13, full time during the summers. And I was at 14, 15, I was expected to outwork 26, 30-year-old men just because I'm the boss's son. I should make him look good. And yet your little brother didn't get the same treatment. Yeah. Which is another issue. I'm like, no.
But that explains it.
I don't like this, you know, you treat one son differently than the other. No. That's bullshit.
I mean, Delta was technically adopted, just saying.
Yeah. It makes sense. You know? So, I mean, it wasn't until we got to Virginia, our first duty station together.
Space was a blessing.
We got you into therapy. And then you had just started therapy, and I was a young butter bar. And I kept getting asked, like, hey, do you want to deploy? And I kept saying, no. And then finally, they call it like my band number letter came up. They're like, hey, you're coming up due to be selected for a deployment soon. It looks better if you volunteer for it. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, let me do something that looks better for me, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get picked up, so I might as well volunteer. And so that was my mindset. And Delta, it
was a complete betrayal in my head.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why. Like, I was like, why do you want to be away from me? Like, what did I do that's so wrong that you want to be? Now I understand, like, oh, you needed space.
Well, no.
Well, I mean, you wanted... Who in the military doesn't want to deploy?
Yeah.
At least wants to see what it's like. Especially, I mean, for Air Force, where it's not like a...
Yeah, it was a cushy deployment, so...
Yeah, it's not the worst deployment.
Yeah, and I've always had a heart to, like, serve my country, serve other people. Right. And so for me, I'm like, you also signed up for this, my love. Why, like, if you got tasked with a deployment, like, yes, of course I would be sad that we'd be apart, but I would be there to support you the entire way. And so there was such a tension, a rift between, like, what he was feeling, between what I wanted. And I was like, the military is telling me that I was going to get picked up anyways.
Right.
So I'm going. And you kept telling me, like, I don't want you to go. I don't think I can handle you going. And I just thought, that's normal. Like, no spouse wants their spouse to leave. Like, I don't want to leave you, you know, but this is duty. Like, duty calls. And I just didn't really understand the headspace that you were actually in.
I didn't either.
Yeah. And
so how could you if I don't even know where I'm
at? I mean, you had just gotten... I mean, you were on meds for a while, but...
Probably about 6 months at that point.
But you had just discovered all these things about your parents, which shatters your view of your childhood, shatters your view of your parents, which makes sense. We had just gotten there, so we don't really have a support system. You're getting acquainted with your therapist. Like, your world is essentially chaos. And then I came home. Well, I had called you because, like, you know, and you were, like, bawling. And I could just tell, okay, shit, something's different about this phone call. Like, something's different. And I think you had hung up. And I got this, like, feeling in the pit of my stomach. And I thought, something is really wrong. And I get home.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You guys want to take a little break?
No, it's fine. I get home and Delta's like on the couch, fetal position, and he's bleeding. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Whoa. And up until that point, like, we had not told anyone in either of our, like, leadership, our squadrons, like, what was going on at home.
Because there was self-harm leading up to this.
Yeah.
But it was always superficial.
Yeah.
Is what we told ourselves.
Yeah. Right. But this was bad. And it was like a switch had gone off in my head. I'm like, okay, I need to get you to a hospital. I called the therapist center. I'm like, hey, this is what's happening. What should I do? They're like, you need to go take him to a psych hospital. Let us send you the address. We're going to have someone waiting for him when you get there. I call my first sergeant in the military, or at least, you know, I think every branch has something similar for sure. It's someone who's supposed to be an advocate for people, just someone to help people through life, through situations. That's the best way I can describe it.
They're to be a mentor and support if you need it.
Yes. And every squadron has one. And I called my first shirt. I called his first shirt. Because I'm like, we cannot keep this under wraps. Like, we just can't.
Yeah.
They're going to find out. So they might as well hear it from me, from us. And it was tough, like, driving you to the psych hospital. And that's when you kind of found out, like, was that the first time you heard about PTSD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I think if I remember right, the thing that you've always said that shocked you was, like, I was just crying, saying, bawling, like weeping, saying that I if you go, I know I will not be here when you get back.
That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that bit. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, fuck this. I need to do something like this. I can't keep this under wraps. Like, we have to tell someone. We have to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I can ask the next question, but I mean, you guys have pretty much answered it already from the beginning of the start. I mean, what what do you think led for you to start self-harming yourself? Like, what was the breaking point? I guess you've been through all this with your parents. I mean, what was finally
That's a good question. I'm not even sure if there was a single breaking point. I think it was just the entire wave of having what you knew as your life turned into chaos. Like, at this point, what part of my life is actually true?
Oh, and not to mention your leadership.
Oh, my leadership was
terrible.
So her first shirt was amazing.
Oh,
like, she talked to me, she called me every day for like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. My first shirt showed up and he was like, well, you seem okay now. And then never heard from him again. And her leadership immediately was like, hey, and this is maybe 3 weeks before you deploy.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, don't worry about it. We will find someone else. You stay here and take care of your family.
Yeah. No, I was very thankful.
Take like 2 weeks, get everything sorted. And my leadership was like, so you're going to be in work tomorrow, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, like, yes, I know we all signed up we signed the contract. We held up our hand to the oath. But you do not sign up to have people in charge of you treating you like shit.
Especially when you're told the entire time from the moment you enter basic, your leadership is there for you.
Yeah.
Like, they're there to take care of you and tell you what to do, how to do it, and they're going to be hard if they need to, but at the end of the day, they got your back, and no one had my back that I knew in my leadership.
And you can't quit. I mean, the only way to essentially quit is to commit a crime.
Yeah.
Or something egregious that they kick you out for, which is not good.
Or,
shoot yourself in the foot. Shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, even then, they'd probably be like, that's not service related. Get back to work.
Yeah.
So, Juliet, you going through your own trauma, what was it like seeing Delta go through that pain?
Whoa, yeah, it was really tough. And that left, like emotional trauma that still peeks through every once in a while. I've done a lot of work on it myself. But the idea of like, I went into caretaker mode. I was like, fuck my needs. I put all of my energy, my devotion into like my husband, and was like, hey, how do we get you to a stable place? And I think instead of like being a partner, I ended up just like
being a mom,
you know.
Oh, big baby. No. It's all right. My wife molded me into the man that I needed to be. So it's like sometimes she says, no, I don't have 2 kids. I have 3 kids. A quick story. Yeah. When, a couple years ago, I had my kids, we were into playing Pokemon Go. She had to go somewhere. So we took her grandma lived across the street. So we took her, we walked her over to her grandma's house, and then me and the boys ran to the park because we have a park that has like 2 gyms, multiple Pokestops.
Nice.
It was Charizard Community Day. We could not miss Charizard Community Day. And we ran, and her uncle's like, Mija, you don't have 2 kids, you have 3.
Oh. That's great.
It's all right, man. Yeah. The older we get, the more babies we become, bro. It's all right, bro. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was not in a place to realize how unhealthy that was for her.
Right.
And then...
And for you, really.
For both of us. But it took me shamefully way longer than I would have liked to realize, okay, you're better enough now. You've got to step up. She needs you too.
Yeah, and like I would just be worried. The fear that I had after that was, is today the day that I'm going to come home and find my husband dead? I had that for a long time, and it left a huge mark on me. But, I had to seek my own therapy, my own counseling. Trauma is a bitch, and she doesn't leave any survivors. Like, she will take as many people down with her, regardless if it's childhood or not. Like, it does ultimately affect the people around you in some sort of way.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have some, you guys pretty much walk through all these questions that I feel like I don't even want to ask them. No. I mean, you guys pretty much I like the podcast to be more of a conversation than an interview. Yeah. By me doing these questions, they sound like it's an interview, but the fact that you guys pretty much talked about it and talked about it where I don't have to ask these questions. These questions are there already. I mean, if I go, I'm looking at somebody, that's why, not that I'm not paying attention to you guys, but I'm looking okay, well, she's answering this question. I don't have to ask this one. All right, they beat me to this one. Shit, I'm not going to ask about this one. So the only thing I didn't put down was questions about growth. Where are you guys at now? Share with us where you guys are now. That's it. No more trauma. Yeah. No more adoption. No. We're done.
Finally, it's funny you put it like that because, for the past year, things have been amazing. I've been able to step up because a lot of people don't understand that, and I am barely beginning to understand that trauma, while it affects people the same way, it can still affect men and women differently. It is. Okay, if I go to them.
Go to the what? Oh.
Let's just say, good thing I'm not filming this again.
Yeah.
You guys can tell. Let's just say you guys can tell I have a married couple on the podcast.
Yeah. It shuts down different parts of our lives. Certain trauma, the response to it, and in a way it shuts down my ability to emotionally give what she needs or what she would desire. And in some ways it shuts down her ability to physically connect with, that we can both connect with.
Yeah.
And it's weird that those are the exact things that men and women both chemically connect with, is what trauma can shut down in the other one. It's odd that it works that way. I mean, I guess when you think about it, it's not, because, I mean, by design, that's how it is, and trauma is part of a broken world with sin, and that aims to take away what connects everybody. But we've been doing very, at least in my opinion, we've been doing great. Learning each other's cues, learning each other's needs all over again.
Yeah.
Kind of growing back in a quasi honeymoon phase of, like, hey, Delta's finally getting back to the man I knew.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Yeah.
I'm finally getting back to someone I recognize.
Yeah.
There you go.
And enjoy being.
Yeah.
And
it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting for, for me to see my husband finally be excited to pursue something like his own passions, his own hobbies, because it was always very much codependent on me. Like, I'm not going to do anything without me being there. And so it's very nice for him to, like, get out of your shell and be independent and confident. And we're still working on it, but I think you are doing so good.
Good enough that I felt that I could push my comfort zones, which I did. I've gone on many overlanding trips, 3, without her. But that's a lot for me.
Right.
And I've been pushing other boundaries to test the waters of, all right, can I go here now? And I didn't realize that there's a border to those boundaries, that you're going to hit a wall. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I hit that wall, and my anxiety that had been almost gone for about a year, which my anxiety was crippling. I was basically non-functioning. It was so bad. And it's recently come back because I've hit that wall and gotten tired, and my body is letting me know, hey, this is where our comfort zone ends right now. And you need to take a break, which when the panic attack hits, I'm like, I thought I was better. I thought I was doing good. I felt like a normal human being. Why am I doing this again?
Right.
Why is this happening again? There's no reason for this to happen again. And just yesterday, my therapist was like, oh, there's absolutely a reason for this to happen again. You've hit your boundary. Like, you didn't just push it. You ran straight fucking into it and broke your nose on it. Like, I am so glad you were strong enough to push that boundary now, but you got to be careful with it.
Exactly.
And your body is letting you know that's where this is a place where you have to set down the weights, take a break, and let your body heal before you can lift more weight. And these anxiety attacks, they've been constant for a good 2 or 3 weeks now. And I didn't know why until he was like, oh, I know exactly why.
Yeah.
He actually prescribed that. He's like, Juliet, with Delta's permission, I want you to slap Delta when he's in a panic attack. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. Like, and he's like, I don't mean like in an abusive way, but like just something to like.
In my neck of the woods, that's considered domestic violence. Delta, blink twice if you need help. Blink twice if you need help. Fuck, I wish I was filming this.
So I'm like, how about I just throw ice water on him?
There you go.
I don't have any quality, because like when you were in these panic attacks, you would self-shame. And it was, you would say, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And to me, I'm like, well, babe, we're getting back there. Like, do I need to like lock up the knives and the guns? Like, I feel that like like fear coming back, that trauma coming back, like, where are we? Like, are you just venting? Are you just venting your feelings, or is this truly how you feel?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if this is truly how you feel, then we need to make sure like we secure the environment that it's safe.
Make another safety plan.
Yeah. Which is like, life is a journey. Like sometimes you go through good seasons and then you hit some things, and that's okay. You just gotta put in a little bit more maintenance, a little bit more self-care. That is okay.
Yeah. I think the most helpful thing, and the thing I have the hardest time understanding that my therapist says, is recovery is not a straight line. Like, you don't just do this. Recovery is a bowl of spaghetti. It goes everywhere. Some days you'll be up here, some days you'll be down here. Some days you'll be back here, but in the end, you will end up over here, and you just have to be patient with yourself.
That's a good way of putting it, man.
And be able to have grace with yourself.
That's a great way of putting it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A bowl of spaghetti. I like it. See, I don't have panic attack. I mean, I think I've had a few. I'm more of I throw tantrums, and my wife, after my tantrum, my wife reminds me that I was acting like a 5-year-old.
I can.
Yeah.
So
she does not put up with those. She's like, I'm not going to be around you right now. And I'm like, oh,
yep. I'm like, I don't like this energy. If you want to pout, bitch, and moan, that's fine. You do you, boo. But I don't have to sit around. I don't have to listen to this. I'm going to go. You don't like that.
No, in the moment, I'm like, oh, so she doesn't like my feelings, so she's just going to leave? That's dumb.
Oh, man. So, Juliet, what you've learned from Delta here, if someone's going through this similar situation, I mean, you probably already mentioned it, but what do you tell them? What do you tell them to? Obviously, patience is one of them.
Yeah.
But what advice do you have for a listener that's going through something similar with a person like Delta?
Yeah, first, make sure that the person's in a safe place, like if there's sharp objects, guns or anything, like make sure those are, not within reach, and get them through, I would say help them through that panic attack. And then after their logical brain starts to come back, I will say that this is a two-way street. Like, I probably would have been gone if Delta was like, I'm not going to work on this. Like, I'm not going to push. I'm not going to try. And I don't think anyone should have to. It's like with anything, like being in a relationship is a two-way street. When it starts to become a one-way street and there's no effort on the other person, that's a really tough situation to be in. I am thankful that you have been in therapy, trying to work on yourself. Yes, we've got lots of failures along the way, but you know what?
And we still have work to do.
And that's okay. And I think the biggest thing is having that conversation with that loved one and saying, hey, are you willing to go get help? If they're not, if they're not seeing anyone, are you willing to? Because I will tell you, when we say this on our podcast, in our Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, healing hurts. And healing takes work.
Yeah.
And it's a bitch just as much as trauma.
Yeah.
But you know what? The more that you take those steps forward, even if they're baby steps, I think you'd be amazed at what you're able to accomplish. And just remind, I had to tell Delta, I'm remember those grounding techniques? He's like, I forgot them. I'm like, well, babe, my love, here are some items. I made him write some on a board, and then I wrote some on our bathroom mirror, because I know he was having a really tough period. I'm like, I'm not going to coddle you. I'm going to try to remind you that you need to work through this, because I cannot be there to hold your hand the entire way. Ultimately, this has to come from you. I will be there to support you, but I'm not going to do the work for you. And I think that's the difference between where I am today than when, a couple years ago with Delta, I was in caretaker mode. I was like,
let me take this from you.
Instead of having him work through some of that and learning to be okay to be uncomfortable. And I think that's the biggest thing is you have to learn to be to embrace whatever your body is feeling, whatever your brain is feeling, and just say, okay, I acknowledge it. It's here. It's worse if you try to fight it. Don't even fucking try to fight it. But people do. People do.
That's all I know to do.
But there are ways to, like, you just got to, like, keep trying different ways to find things that help ground you and recognize, you know, maybe making, like, hey, if my anxiety level goes over a 6 or a 7, I'm going to take some medicine. I'm going to take the, you know, in the moment anxiety. I mean, I took Delta to the VA ER last week.
This week.
This week. Yeah. What's today? Saturday. Yeah. This past week.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I think this is bad enough. Let me just take you to the ER.
Yeah.
We'll get you some meds because you don't have in the moment, like, anxiety meds, and you're going through a tough time. So let's get you some support. But hey, like, I've been telling him this for a long time. I think you need to seek some sort of support system here. Maybe find a therapist, a support group here. Because currently he has one in Virginia that he does telehealth with. And we love him. Like, we thank God for him. But I'm just like, I think you need a little bit more support in this season.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay.
Yeah, and even though I realize it a lot, it's still tough to swallow that strength requires pain. Physically or mentally, getting better, taking care of yourself, it requires pain. And we even put it on one of our merch shirts, something that my therapist and I, going back and forth, kind of just accidentally came up with, is just never fear the pain of becoming stronger. You wear that shit as a badge of honor.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's so worth it because, I mean, look at you. Like, you're pursuing your dreams, your passions, and we have so many more adventures to go on. And it's just,
it's going to be great.
It's been great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay if we have, you know, low seasons, low moments. But I mean, that's just being human. And I think when we acknowledge that and accept that's going to be part of life, I think that kind of makes the process just a little bit easier. Is when you don't fight it and you're like, okay, I acknowledge this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But let me be prepared.
Yeah.
Let me try to be prepared.
Yeah, it makes it more of a pill and less of a suppository.
All right, this question's for Delta. Delta, it's just us boys, bro. I'm going to mute her microphone. It's just us, okay? It's just us. When you're going through your little tantrum and you need her the most and she neglects you, what do you feel, man? What do you feel? Talk to me, bro. Her microphone's muted, bro. It's just us boys, you know. I'm just fucking around, bro.
It's funny because, like, I guess I'll call it my irrational brain, because what happens in panic attacks is your monkey brain turns on.
Right.
And it shuts your rational brain down because you don't have time. Like, your body thinks you don't have time to think. You're running from a tiger that doesn't exist. And if you stop running and think, you're going to die. And even in those little tantrums, that monkey brain kind of kicks in of, well, this sucks. This wrench isn't turning like I want it to turn, and blah, 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 blah. And you just start throwing the wrench or hitting something, and she's like, look at that monkey brain go. It's just ruining things left and right. And he doesn't even see it. And I'm like, in the background, just like, you stupid motherfucking wrench. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go inside and have some tea because this, not sexy. Not sexy at all. And I'm like, what do you mean? And so my monkey brain is like, oh, she obviously doesn't want you. You're like, we're going to have to go through the whole club and cave thing again. But it just, like, it's a funny situation looking back on it. But in the moment, like, my brain almost does panic of, why is she abandoning you when you're just frustrated? In my head, I'm just frustrated. But outwardly, I'm a freaking 5-year-old.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? 5-year-olds love boobs.
Hey, your microphone was muted. How did you turn it back on?
Because boobs are magical.
I will say, he's always like...
Just say it.
Apparently, my boobs have like a weighted blanket effect on you.
All of them do in the world. Like, to somebody, they are a weighted blanket. Like,
it's interesting. Very interesting.
And when I told my therapist, like, look, I don't know what's going on here, but they're comforting. And he goes, yeah, because they're like, our brains are wired to see them as comfort and nurture. That never goes away.
Yeah.
Why you never really had that as a baby?
I never got them as a baby, so I'm making up for lost time.
So from your point of view, Delta, like same question I asked her. So if I have a listener that's going through something similar, that the spouse, not the person going through tantrums or panic attacks, but the spouse, what do you tell them? Putting yourself, like, to help them understand, to put them through your shoes.
Yeah.
These are off the cuff questions, man, by the way.
Yeah. It's terrifying not knowing what's going on. Like, when you're having a panic attack, you don't, like, you know what's going on beforehand, but as soon as that kicks in, all that knowledge, you don't have access to it. The only thing you know is you're going to die. Like, there's a tiger is after you kind of thing.
Right.
And the biggest thing I can say is just, like you said, Juliet, the biggest thing is patience and compassion. And also, while you are taking care of them, never forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because unless we're in that dire need spot of something needs to happen right now because it's dangerous, the panic attack will end. The monkey brain will go away, and we will realize we're mostly okay right now, if not all the way okay.
Amen, buddy.
And for those that are dealing with these issues, your spouse needs support too, because dealing with mental health problems can easily cause mental health problems. Mm-hmm. It is traumatic. As traumatic as it is for us, it's also traumatic for them. Seeing someone they love going through that much pain. Like, you never want to see your husband or your wife or your kids go through any sort of pain, let alone pain that they can't even see or understand or begin to help with. Like, you also need to have patience and compassion with them because they're learning this right along with you. They don't have answers. All they know is you're terrified of your life right now, and that hurts them. So have patience and compassion with them too.
Amen, man. Amen to that.
That's beautiful.
Oh, shucks.
Hey, her microphone was muted, man. Anyways, guys, I think we've came to the conclusion of this podcast episode. You guys have been great.
Thank
the
you.
laughs we've had.
This was fun.
Yeah, this was. When I got up, I was like, "Oh man, I can't believe I'm doing this early." But it's been so much fun.
Thank you, and that's why I try to make it. I try to make it as fun as possible. Try to throw in some jokes. Yes, Julie's microphone was not muted. I cannot mute her microphone, guys.
No.
But thank you for playing along with it, going along with it. But like I said, this is what it's all about, man. If we can't laugh at our past, if we can't laugh together, then it's it is what it is. And that's why they say it is what it is. I read this a while back that we say it is what it is because we say that because we've been through some shit. We can laugh about like certain things like because we've been through some shit. And it's crazy because I can ask somebody how they're doing. This just happened a week and a half ago. I asked a lady how she's doing and we were talking and I said, I have a podcast, mental health. The lady broke down. And she started venting to me about her 13-year-old daughter. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I had to go hug her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. But it's a lot easier. I don't know. I feel like people open up to us because, I don't know, in the sense they feel that we've been through it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm okay. I'm okay to listen. I'm okay to hear you out. And, like I said, if we can't laugh about it, then we're still kind of like stuck in those. We're still letting those memories haunt us.
Yeah.
So I may say, yes, I may say, people have it, like when I listen to the stories, I'm like, damn, maybe my life wasn't that bad. I don't say it as a hurtful thing or as a, like, oh, fuck, my life is better than yours. No, I don't mean it that way. But it gets me thinking, like, dude, you're over here crying for your mommy and daddy and shit. But I mean, there's some people that have had it worse. And like I've said it since day one, this podcast is therapy. At the same time, it gets you to, share your story and mainly to see if someone's going through something similar. Okay, cool. Okay, well, I'm not the only one. Like I thought when my baby mama was cheating on me with my own brother, I thought I was the only one going through that shit. And then I start hearing like, oh shit, that happened to you too? No. There's a movie in Spanish that is about the same thing. There's a movie in Spanish and the same thing. And it's funny because when I was going to my anger management classes, the guy decided to play that movie. I'm like, motherfucker, are you serious?
Who made a movie about it?
What the hell? Like, hey, I want a cut. What the hell?
Right?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I want a cut of this. But, no, thank you guys for, like I said, getting up early and doing this. Like I said, look, I've been sweating the entire time. It's hot. I don't want to have to show you guys my white skin, so I haven't taken off the shirt. It is hot in here. But, again, thank you guys for getting up early and doing this with me. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. You guys have been amazing. And let me start with my little spiel here. And then you guys, we'll talk about your socials in a minute. Again, guys, the hotline, if you guys have a question for Julie, you have a question for Juliet, or Delta, leave a message. Send me a voice message on the hotline, 818-806-8595. If you don't want your number exposed, you can easily hit *67 and your call will come unknown, but you can leave a voice message. You can hit me up on Ride With Me Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Rumble, FTA_podcast. Guys, you can listen to me on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and YouTube. Rate the podcast, comment, share, follow. And you guys want to share your guys' socials?
Yeah, so we are at Instagram, YouTube, and our podcast. So our Instagram is Delta+Juliet Adventures. Same thing with like YouTube.
Yeah, Delta+Juliet Adventure. We see a lot of our truck and just us talking about how adventure has saved our life.
Yeah.
And podcast is the Delta+Juliet Show. You can find it most anywhere you can find a podcast, except for Apple Podcasts. We're working on that because they're stupid to get into. Either that or we're just bad at it.
I just need to email the support line, but regardless.
I was able. I don't even know how it got on Apple, but it happened. So, okay.
We are all about join the crew, because we believe in community. People shouldn't go through life alone.
No.
Life is tough as it is, so don't go at it alone.
Yeah, if any of what you have heard rings a bell or sounds familiar or you think has helped your story in any way, join the crew, because that's what we're about, is helping each other through this turmoil of life.
Amen, man.
We can't get through it alone.
Nope. And so again, this episode is brought to you by SolarX Insurance. Fast, friendly, and affordable coverage you can count on. Need an SR22, you ride a motorcycle, already have insurance. SolarX has you covered. They help all drivers no matter the situation. Call today at 877-736-4719. That's 877-736-4719 and get back on the road with confidence. Guys, my boy Juan is waiting for your calls. You don't call him, I don't get $5. No, I'm playing. You guys call him. Call him. And he's opening up offices. He started off in Oxnard. Now he has Santa Maria, a lot of Porterville, a lot of California shops. But he'll insure you no matter where you are. My understanding by that. So, Juliet and Delta, thank you again. And like I end every podcast, thank you for riding with me.
Thank you so much. And don't forget,
adventure is healing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Indie Podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.